One thing I was also talking about when I came in the conference, us as a nation, India as a country, and us as Indians, we need to do is positioning and branding is everything. 90% of things in the world happen because of good storytelling. You will know every single successful entrepreneur has been great in branding and positioning themselves as personal brands and their companies. If we don't do it, we will fail. I have a very good friend, and she was the chief marketing officer of a brand called Burberry. I'm sure most of you know Burberry is a great brand, out of UK. I saw once the article where they burnt about $200 million worth of, goods, their shirts, their, handbags, their shoe, and all of that. On one side of the world, we are talking about sustainability, eco-friendliness and all of that, and here there is a multi-billion-dollar company which is actually putting their merchandise on fire. So if you Google search today right now, Burberry burns their merchandise, you will see the amount of things they have burnt. And I asked her, why would you do it? I mean, you can give it to charity, you can give it to, people who are underprivileged, give it. She said the mission of our organization is it should be an aspirational brand. Only top 1% of the population of this world should be able to wear our brand. We don't want anybody lesser than that wearing our brand. I felt it was a very stupid thing to do, but hindsight, when you look at it, maybe that's a great thing that worked for them. I mean, a normal good Burberry shirt would cost you 60,000 rupees, and giving a 60,000 rupees in charity in something would not work. So I thought, why did you not recycle? They are like, we also don't want to be known as a recyclable brand. We want to be known as a brand that is very aspirational, right? Same thing, there are companies that I know where people have done phenomenal storytelling, but they didn't have great products, they didn't have great, compelling market, or they didn't have great customers, but they did storytelling so well that investors believed in it. Investors started putting money in it. And that is one thing that every entrepreneur, no matter what you are building a spaceship, you are building a software product, you are building a restaurant, you're building a B school, make sure that your positioning and branding is done perfectly well. When people look at it, it should sound and seem aspirational. It should be like, wow, I want to, have a piece of this product. And once you do that, the rest of the journey is cakewalk. This is something that very heavily ignored. We ignored it in my first 2 startups. But when we built Zeebo, I was very clear. We will spend huge amount of money in building our, videos, our content, our pitch deck. Our pitch deck was done by the team that did the visual graphics for Lord of Rings from New Zealand. And we hired the team just to do my elevator pitch, my pitch deck, and, my original first 20 screens. They charged us about $500,000. We paid it, and people thought we were nuts. I have friends who said, "Arey boss, Bangalore mein tumko mil jayega in 10 lakhs, somebody will build it good for you." I said, no, we want to build something that has not. And somewhere subtly in the disclaimer, we said, this pitch deck is handcrafted from the team that, got you Lord of Rings. And it moved a lot of investors. That was an icebreaker for a lot of investors to talk to us. They said, boss, everything is good. Tumhara, matlab your visuals are out of the world. Where did you guys get it done from? And then we used to tell them, and then they say, okay, let's get on a coffee. And then they said, how did, Lord of Rings ka visual team, which works only on movies, agree to work on a pitch deck? What did you guys do? And, that led us to conversation. We exchanged numbers and WhatsApp, and then eventually they ended up investing in us 10, 20 months from, down the line and all of that. So these kind of things happen. So pay a lot of attention in your visuals, your graphics, your representation. Storytelling is most important. In Hindi, they say, jo dikhta hai, wo bikhta hai. So make sure that if there are 10 people who are building similar products, your product should be outstanding compared to the others. I'm not telling compromise on features. Obviously, you will do great work in features also. But the presentation, the look, the aesthetics, the brand, the positioning, visuals have to be out of the world. I mean, there is no two way about it.